everybody. So, on today, I'm going to do a reading on a sensitive topic, and there's no maliciousness or disrespect meant by it. I'm going to say, as a disclaimer, these readings are for entertainment, and although we do know many of us have our personal experiences with readings. And so, whatever you find divine and to hold true, then let that be that for you. Others of us, you know, when we feel that things just don't add up, it's sort of immediate. And so, we'd like some clarity, especially knowing these days and times and how foul people can be. So, this reading is regarding, the energies that surround or surrounded the passing of Miss Porter. So, if you've lost a parent, we all know that there's nothing easy about that. So, peace and divine light to the children thereof. So, I did quite a bit here as far as the reading goes, because it's such a sensitive topic and things can go different ways, right? But we can get a general idea. So, and sometimes what I'd like to say is that we don't, some people can put up a really good front of acting like everything's okay. And when we see those kind of people in our lives that we don't really give maybe the time to or the extra thought to, because they seem as though they're handling everything fantastically, if that's a word. So anyway, let me get my other camera going, because sometimes my laptop likes to flip out. All right. So again, this is the divine reading for regarding the energy surrounding Miss K. Porter. As I said in the other video, no disrespect or maliciousness is made by this video. Simply for those of us who, receive messages via the esoteric realm, it gives us, what would seem to be or deem to be clarity. So one of the first things I had already shuffled. I've been sitting with the cards for a while now. And so I did a who, what, when, where, why, how. I know it sounds very basic, right? So it would seem as though there may have been, I don't know if Miss Porter was on some sort of medication. Maybe there was a refusal to consume a certain amount of medication. Maybe too much was given. The who and the what. This could even reflect how she may have been feeling on an emotional level. And this is what I mean about, like, maybe having what everyone would deem to be so fantastic and so great and not being able to enjoy. And you'll see, because I ended up clarifying with some of the oracle cards, and I guess I'll go ahead with them now. One of the main things that was upside down when I was clarifying the first card was her health. I'm sorry, I'm all on one camera and not the other. My apologies. This is just the backup video. Hopefully I won't even have to, So, look, I have no reason to lie or make up stuff. I just barely already shuffled. So this was reversed. Her health was not at its best. However, the second card, when I saw that it had to do with self-esteem, I thought that was interesting. I'm sorry, this is really irritating. You know what? I'm just not even going to bother with this one. Just hope for the best with this one. So, self-esteem, you know, she may not have been feeling like top dog, you know. And I don't know the specifics. From what I've read, you know, she seems to take a lot of shit with a grain of salt and still be pretty supportive, all things considered, of her situation and her child's father, right? Honesty was reversed. And the fucked up thing that I've seen twice here is the freedom card. So let's move a little further. She may have been lonely. Loneliness was reversed. Could have just been the way these popped out, so I'm not going to go on reversals. But there was loneliness, a longing for freedom, some sort of adversity, worry, and ultimately death. And this is just the way that the cards were pulled. Okay? So you can take that for what you will. My feeling is that either somebody might have been around her. For one, look, it could just be that she was actually sick. But when I pulled from the other deck too, it looks like there was an overindulgence of sorts because it was the Nine of Cups and the Ace of Cups and the Ten of Wands. So I don't know if somebody was like around her. You know, I pulled some cards from the Amira deck and it popped out with these two fiery individuals, a male and a female, that may have been around her. Also, in this spread as well. So, I mean, look, I don't know Miss Porter personally. I don't know. What I do know is that from what I've read in reports, and you know, you can't really believe, you can only believe half of what you see. What is that? Nothing that you hear, half of what you see. Was that there was a caretaker of sorts, and I don't know how true it is. So allegedly, there was a caretaker of sorts whom took the kids to school and came back and saw that Miss Porter was unresponsive. I've yet to hear a 911 call. When I asked about who found the body, the card that I got was from this deck. And again, depicting some sort of fire sign. So fire sign reverse. So I don't know. There might have been some sort of addiction. Maybe this is somebody who, I don't know. I don't know if it's one of the children. It's a fire sign. Maybe one of the children are aware of an addiction. But whoever found them, this card was whoever found this card is what represents them when I was pulling. So when we're dealing with the devil, we're dealing with obsessions, we're dealing with darkness, we're dealing with power and control. And I believe that there was a Venus square Pluto the day of her passing. And in fact, I wanted to run that chart back. I did want to run that chart back. So anyway, but with that Page of Wands, I don't know. I'll be going back and forth. But this Nine of Wands, which makes me want to run the chart for 9 p.m. the night before. I don't know if Miss Porter was dating anyone. It would seem as though, I don't know what is going on. And I'm jumping from deck to deck, but it might have been that she may have very well been seeing someone. In that other deck, there's a mature man. There's a triangle. And somebody perhaps dealing with, the reason why I'm walking off is because I have cards like different questions I ask. So not everything is right here in front of me. So maybe somebody having to do with work, maybe somebody that was attracted to her. But this Nine of Wands is very significant to me. So I'm going to run the chart for 9 o'clock. This was the first card that popped out, of course, death, transformation. So maybe there are those out there who maybe are like, okay, well, is this, did she fake her death or what have you? This is a sincere passing. We know the 8th house having to do with Scorpio, transformation, regeneration, that sort of thing. And then twice in here, also the Freedom card had popped out. It's like somebody was reluctant to take what somebody else was giving. I don't know if maybe somebody was trying to pass something off to her. Maybe she just was refusing to take certain medication. Maybe she felt as though whomever was around her she couldn't trust. But somebody was on the defense. I feel like somebody was like hiding something. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what the situation is like. I don't know if there might have been a man that might have had access or some sort of communication with another individual who was close to Miss Porter. And they were coming off as that they were at peace, they were peaceful, and then they were offering to give some sort of help. So that was a who, what, when, where. This is your when, where. Why? Either somebody was just, because look, this is 9 of Cups again. 9 of Cups is the why, right? And then the 9 of Cups in the other deck is the first card for representing how she passed. So this is both dealing with the 9 of Cups, the why and how she passed. I would look at her legs. I mean, that's might sound crazy to some. Maybe the right leg more specifically. I don't know that there was a struggle. I don't really see anything that really sincerely indicates a struggle thus far, but there may have, or just something on her leg. But this is all about like some sort of overindulgence. Either somebody's emotions were on high, or somebody was just like a glutton for whatever. Maybe she was stressed. Or maybe somebody was just greedy. And how? Like, I don't know if she might have done this to herself by mistake. Maybe just trying to sedate herself. There was something else that I saw in one of the charts that I had looked at the other day that sort of indicated that somebody's mother might have some awareness of what's going on. So I have right here, this is 12 p.m. I need to change I gotta change the time. It's supposed to be for 11:40. And be together for a little bit. I mean, like, but what really got me to my heart is seeing these oracle cards about her not feeling well. And then me thinking, okay, so maybe she really was sick. Perhaps she was. But I think it was a hell of a lot deeper than that. In the sense of that, the self-esteem was the next card. She's 47 years old. She's a woman of a certain age. You know, she's got children. She's got beautiful children at that. Interesting because I just thought about her and my girl, Miss Hilton. Never really see them too much conversing. I mean, for whatever reason, you know. But I have seen Miss Porter in photos with Chance's mother, which is Diddy's other daughter. I'm not really trying to get into the Bochin J of that, but there was a reason why I had mentioned that. Not that Miss Hilton has anything to do with this at all, because she does her own thing. There was a reason why there was something that made me mention that, but I'm sure it'll come back to me. So let me just change the time on this chart, but let's move forward. It looked as though somebody was going to bring something to some sort of information to the forefront. Maybe Kim was getting, I don't know, was anybody harassing her per se? Maybe like, I don't know who this earth sign man, somebody who seems to be very grounded, but in their 30s. Something about money in the home, money in the foundation. I think somebody was going to go to court. I'm not sure about what, or maybe somebody was going to dispute something regarding money. I'm not saying that it's Kim. Maybe somebody around her. Maybe there was something, I don't know. But there was something I said, let me run this chart. Because it goes back to that. What I found interesting is this, though. Because I'm going to come back to that. These two cards are together, the Empress and the Four of Pentacles. I don't know if she was being cheap. Somebody around her thought that Kim was being really cheap, or they were refusing to give more. Maybe she asked for more money, more love, more time, more understanding, the things that we love and value. Or maybe she was holding tight to them from someone. Maybe this is another. I said this card represented who, what, when, where, why, how. Who, what, when, where, why. Yeah, how. The Empress was the how card. Of how she passed. Well, somebody really just had everything held tightly. And maybe this drove her like kind of mad, like, or somebody that's around her. Maybe this is somebody that takes care of the children. Look, I'm going to show you what I didn't like. Because these cards were a certain way, and I remember how they were, okay? Let's just move them. These three words are together. Okay, so then I had here how this was. Let me show y'all. I'm gonna have to show y'all this way. Maybe you can see it this way. How somebody getting even about something. You see? You see how these two fire sign cards? Maybe you guys can see it better if I do it this way. Or maybe we should put them here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I don't know if you guys can see, but do you see how that looks? I don't know. When I look at it like this, this could be baby mother, baby father. This could be how this person was dealing, but I feel like this might have been another person. Or this could be a part of this two different individuals. How they are and how they come off versus where they were at. You know, maybe they come off as if they're this calm, cool, collected individual, right? And from what I know, Miss Porter was if this is her, because it's talking about how. So maybe, I don't know, by chance, did she just take too much medication or something? We have the wands. She, from my research, she's a Sagittarius, and then she has a whole stellium in Sag. Then Jupiter just went in Sagittarius, just ingressed in Sag. Okay, so you can do the math on that. And then this other individual, just tight with his shit. But they maybe were at the point where there was some sort of fire brewing or some sort of action was about to take place. If not, I feel as though this was somebody creeping in on the situation. They may have felt as though she was holding too tight to her coins. Maybe this is somebody who felt like they deserved a raise for helping with the children or taking care of the children. Maybe this is somebody on the side, like a male, female. You know, female gets a job working for, you know, a royal client, if you will, and they have an opportunity. I don't know how much sense that really makes, though. Just throwing out there what the cards, you know, could possibly mean. So that's these. Somebody was sort of wavering as well. Okay, because we have this balanced situation. Somebody might have been considering about something about money, finances, and balance. Maybe they did not feel like they were getting a balance. This can be an earth sign. The other BM, I believe her birthday is September 21st. I don't know what, if anything, she might have to do with this. Just thinking. I don't know if she gets some sort of funds. Maybe this could just be another aspect of Miss Porter considering, you know, what she loves and values, what she may need to survive. But, you know, from what I hear, believe nothing that you hear, half what you see, her and Diddy were actually on good terms, right? But this doesn't mean that somebody else didn't feel like she owed them something. Some sort of money, some sort of balance. Maybe they were going to go to court about it. But let's go to the other day. But it looks like somebody was considering either letting someone back in. I don't know. Did Miss Porter have a boyfriend at any point? I don't know if you guys can see that. how well you can see it, but I'm gonna have to make do with what we have. Oh, look at my face. um, Now this is how this popped out. I'm gonna just collect these cards because we don't really need to go back through them. These are pretty important here because they still kind of leave me with a question mark. These I'll put over here. So what I did want to show is that when I was pulling to clarify those two fire signs, right? We'll put this to the side. I got a dark male. Actually, he was reversed. Okay. I got a dark male reverse. I got beauty queen, dating queen, and I got a young female. But they were like this on opposite sides. She was upright and he was reversed. And a dating queen. So I don't know. Does this reflect? Is this sort of going back to reflect her health, her self-esteem? The honesty that maybe she couldn't be honest with herself, was longing for freedom, was basking in loneliness and adversity. Then we had worry and death. Okay. Was this her thinking about how she once was? Or do these two represent two individuals that were spending a significant amount of time around this woman? And maybe this is Porter back in the day. Maybe this is Porter back in the day. I believe Diddy's a little bit older than her. They did meet through work, from what I gather, from what I've read, okay? A triangle. Or perhaps these are two individuals that were around at that time. This is talking to, let's just say that this is giving us some energy on the background. I think that Kim thought that she at some point would absolutely be the wife and wear the ring. But I also think on the same note that perhaps Mr. Diddy Combs let it be known that he would never marry. But they had a union. They were soulmates, but maybe not twin flames, if you will. She was the beauty queen. It was definitely destiny. Perhaps she became the ice queen. Maybe when she realized he's dating others and things. Yeah. When she was ready to mature and move things forward, he wasn't ready. He was out with this brunette. Their friendship, past life energy, knowing him as a young male. This is karmic. Wow. The Ice King. They're kind of like were made for each other in a sense. There were obstacles, but there was the passion, became an open relationship at a distance. You know, so this is just sort of, I think, taking it through. But it all boils down to, I guess we'll go through them. Family. which was the true gem, and she knew that. And maybe he chose new love instead of family. And maybe he wanted to control the situation. Travel, control. Maybe he was controlling where she could and couldn't go, giving her gifts. Maybe another female, maybe that was even, maybe one of the BMs that was short term. There was some sort of communication regarding the children. There were no, things weren't fun anymore. Maybe did he, were they not spending as much time together? And maybe she started thinking about going to court. It looked like somebody started thinking about going to court or getting their money. Now, I thought that the girls were grown. I did think that the girls were grown, meaning the twins. Then I realized they're only like, what? They're born in 2006. They're like 12 years old. So they have like 6 more years before they're even 18, right? All right, so there is this here. So again, we're going to go back to the beginning. I don't really feel like, my gut feeling is telling me that Miss Porter was not in the best of spirits on a heart level. So again, we see this Queen of Swords, right? With that 4 of Pentacles, and we just saw that. Where did we just see that? But it was the Empress. With it's these two, right? Something was not, was she drinking? There's a fire sign. Whoever, I don't know, guys. I can only speculate off the cards. No, I think maybe, I don't know. So anyway, who? Again, the 9 of Cups. What was going on that night? I think there was some sort of overindulgence. And maybe perhaps her heart was light as a feather to a certain degree. Maybe whatever she was on was taking her, making her feel in a surreal place. An opportunity. I don't know. I'm kind of getting the feeling like, was she misled at some point? I'm feeling like this had to do with something to do with her relationships, connections, partners, commitments, associates, collaborations, being a good sport, and maybe not getting, being a good sport and all the things of the 7th house, but then in 8th house things not being valued. And then somebody being kind of controlling when it comes to the children. Maybe, maybe not. Aries moon, 5th house. I don't know, like maybe was she dating somebody who was, I don't know. Was she ever dating? You never hear about her with anyone else. Maybe I just been out of the loop for a while. There's some sort of strain or something with someone. Gemini ascendant, reversed. Anyway. I don't know if somebody took the opportunity. Somebody knows the secrets, though. Somebody knows what was really going on. And maybe they're refusing to say anything about it. And maybe, maybe the sole basis of this union right here was about control, or maybe it became control. Maybe one person is not evolved as much as the other. And maybe somebody was just trying to utilize their emotion over Miss Porter. Or to shut somebody else's mouth. I don't know. 2 of Cups. Maybe they covered this wanting to control and hold everything. They covered it with emotion and like a lot of like good talk. And then at a certain point, maybe Miss Porter was just like, you know what, I'm letting this shit go. Or maybe there was a discussion with some female. I don't know who found the body. I'm not blaming nobody for shit. Maybe by the next new moon, we find out something. This individual who here, the person who found it might have been a Capricorn. Or they know about a habit. Or they let it go too far, or they gave her too much. I don't know, and I hate to speculate. Maybe even somebody was working. Yeah. It's still looking like either way, this was some sort this is some sort of this is really killing me, this shit right here. When I asked about who found her, okay, so what if anything is missing? What's the underlying focus here? King of Cups just pops out reverse. Hierophant. There's a conversation with somebody. Look at it this way. Maybe this was just about her health declining. My personal feeling, my gut feeling is that it was deeper than just a surface, not surface, but it was deeper than an illness, because I really didn't see too many cards here that indicate. I mean, look, you could read cards many different ways, but for me, like that, like no Four of Swords, you know, not once has the Four of Swords showed itself. And how many decks did I shuffle from? Okay. By her strength, maybe, but look, she went from having the strength. Maybe this is on the outside. And I asked my homegirl what she thought, because she's pretty good with guessing someone's rising sign based on their look. And she said perhaps a Leo. A Leo, a Sag, or a Scorpio rising, Miss Porter would have been, right? This can also speak to her divine way of being able to kind of get Diddy to do whatever it was that she wanted him to do or needed from him. And the greater part of me says that was never a problem. But maybe somehow that ended quickly, but I don't even really want to say that. I'm thinking that this is more about her strength quickly declining. But maybe somebody was waiting for it. I'm gonna just kind of wrap this up here. That's interesting. It's Three of Swords. We can see cards are mixed up. All right, so look, Ace of Pentacles, maybe somebody saw an opportunity. I don't know. I feel like there's something deeper going on, and maybe Kim shared this with one of the children, maybe the male child, one of the male children. I don't know. Maybe not that, though. But maybe this happened like as soon as the nodes shifted. There was some sort of, she did feel betrayed. There's some sort of betrayal. Maybe she felt like maybe with the children there was some sort of betrayal. Maybe the children feel like there was some sort of betrayal. I don't know who was around her when these nodes shifted. What date did the node actually shift? I say that because this Chariot. There's a lack of balance. Somebody was trying to control things. And I think that somebody might have been back and forth, back and forth. I don't know. I feel like, too, there might have been somebody on that premises. Look, either this was an unfortunate chain of events, because as we saw how that was like this. Could have really just been her health declining, okay? And done. She went from strength to being weak, from Leo to Scorpio, quickly. But it looks like somebody might have been just sort of like they saw an opportunity. Perhaps she's sincerely sick. Somebody's taking an opportunity to help push this along. But if not, maybe she took too much meds, too much medication. Because all those cups that we saw. Maybe there was an overdose of sorts. But I'll tell you what I do know. This freedom card done popped out not once, but twice. All right, so I think I'm going to wrap this up here. Bit much, but you know, if anyone is suspecting some sort of foul play, there very may have been someone who was working around her. Some fire signs. Libra card. I don't know what Miss Porter might have had going on. Otherwise, like I said, did she have another man? Was this, you know, someone she trusted, a female she trusted, and the female had a boyfriend, and they saw an opportunity with Miss Porter passing? Maybe, you know, it's just sort of that sort of thing. I guess we're going to have to see how things unfold. Somebody had their... somebody thought that... I don't know. Maybe somebody just opportunity, like a little come up. Like, yeah, she was already sick, whatever, but you know what? We'll have access to blah, blah, blah in the meantime. I don't know. I'm going to let this go for now. Yeah. Thank you for watching.